Hello race fans, and welcome to another race for the Blancpain series, our ORC Blancpain series, run through Too Old for Forza. I'm your host, ORC Speedy Jeb, driving this beautiful 2014 Jaguar on Forza 7 on the Xbox One. So, recap from last race. The replay failed, and I'm going to upload it anyway so you guys can see most of the race. But now we're on to round one at Mazda, race number 2. We've got two 30-minute heats. 25 30-minute heats, so here we go. So I qualified in third again, so we're going to do our half parade lap here. So again, we've got Master Big Chief in the lead in the BMW M6, and then we've got that guy racing in the Ferrari. We've got myself in the Jag. I've got ORC Black Ghost and another Ferrari. ORC Comet, who I ruined the race, I'm sorry again, Comet, in the Audi R8. And we've got ORC Severius in the Bentley. And we've got Unknown Hitman in the other Bentley. Cole Tires is running the Porsche GT3 RSR, I believe? Or no, the GT3 RS. ORC Yankees fan is running the Audi R8 as well. Chuckles 1999 is running in the GTR, the Nismo GTR, as you can see here. I wish they would just let me do that. J-Mill is running the other GTR. GTR Morganator is running the Porsche RSR. And then we've got Mr. Grimp in the Jaguar. Dinosaur 61 in the other Porsche GT3 RS. And I think that's it, yep. So let's go back up to me. Boom, right there. We're about to start the race, I believe. We're getting formed up here pretty soon. Yeah, so that first race was definitely an eventful one. But given the hardship that I gave to myself and to ORC Comet, getting 5th place wasn't too bad. So now we're going to see if we can improve on that and finish where I should have finished. Leave that braking mistake in the past. One of the things that you do have to do, is when you do make a mistake. A lot of tire smoke here. I'm just seeing. I don't know what's going on with that. It's probably the replay, just like the other one failed. Looks like it's coming from everybody, huh? But anyway, sorry. Get back on track here. We're about to start on the Xbox One bridge. But anyway, when you have a mistake, is face forward and don't compound it by making more mistakes and getting unsighted, getting that red mist. Sometimes it's hard if it's not your mistake. But again, it was my mistake before, so nothing I can do about that. Just move forward and learn from it, so where we don't have it again. And you can see I stick it really close on the inside here and give that guy racing a lot of room and hook up behind Master Big Chief. You can see that guy racing, we're going to go look almost 3 wide here. That guy decides to go defensive, comes over here. Now, there will be a schmozzle here, and I'll tell you what happened right here. We looked at the replay several times. We hit the brakes, and then Ghost and I get Velcroed together here. I tried to brake, and I was actually facing on the very back of him. Actually, let's see. Let's go back. So Ghost goes for a pretty good dive bomb, actually. And let's preface this by saying this first. I want to tell everybody what this means to me, anyways. What my opinion on the thing is. When you talk about dive bombs, a lot of people immediately think it's a negative. It's not necessarily negative. It's a good racing move. If you can pull it off with control and not affect anybody else, right? Now, there's a couple components of that. In racing, there's cooperative passing too, because obviously nobody wants to get in a wreck, right? That's the last thing. Even in simulation racing, we do have everything set to simulator. So let's go to. I want to go to game cameras here. There we go. So now we can see it. We're going to go back and we're going to analyze this really quick because Ghost and I, he's my teammate right there in the Ferrari. You can see he's got a great run. The Ferrari's a ton of top end. But we had a little bit of thing, especially in the heat of the moment, heat of the battle. You can see he actually has to let off the throttle here. And whereas I don't, because I'm not directly behind somebody, whereas the Ferrari is in front of him. So he lets off a little bit. You can see the brake zone is right there. So I start slowing down. He brakes actually twice. I'll look at it. So he brakes and then he lets off and then he brakes again. You can see the Ferrari in front of that guy goes up there. So Master Big Chief sees that. So you can see now what's going to happen here. So Black Ghost overshoots a little bit and actually uses Chief to turn a little bit. So this is where I have a wide entry, a wide line, so my plan was just to do an undercut because I felt Ghost was going to go straight through. If Master Big Chief had not turned in, I think Ghost would have went through to those cones. So again, this is what I talk about the dive bomb. The dive bomb, if it's going to be executed correctly, has to be in control. So in this case, Ghost and I talked about it a little bit, and Ghost, I know you know, it's one of those things when you're a racing driver, or even in real world versus simulator and everything, it's hard to admit that you maybe did something a little wrong. I'm not saying you're totally grossly negligent here, but it was a little ambitious, I guess is the best way to put it. And you didn't slow up the car enough, I don't think, in my opinion. Now, that is my opinion. Ghost has his opinion, everybody else has their opinion. You guys can take a look at this if you want and tell me what you think. Tell me in the comments. You know, did Ghost overshoot the braking area? Do you think it was perfectly fine? But you'll see what happens next. It's kind of like a Constantina effect, okay? So the other thing that you guys have to remember is in Forza, they have this thing where they change the collision model, which is automatically on. So the collision model now, let's talk about before. Before one of the updates a couple months ago, if I would touch anybody, like if Ghost would have touched Master Big Chief right here and the BMW on the left, with the old collision model, he would have fired him off, you know, into the wall over there. Like it had like a pinball effect almost. So they tried to, that was a big thing with the racing community and Forza community. So they tried to fix that. So what they did is they went the exact opposite way and created this Velcro system where the cars kind of Velcro together. Those of you guys who play, you guys will know this. Sometimes, I mean, it's great for, you know, door-to-door racing. That's what we want. But sometimes it works against you, and you'll see here in a second. Okay, so I'm on the brakes. You can see I'm trail braking in. I release the brakes, and at this point I think, okay, Ghost is going all the way through. I'm just going to try to cut underneath. And you can see I actually even hit the brakes again. And you can see I'm hitting him in the actual rear of the car, but this is where the Velcro starts. And the Velcro is right there. Okay, so braking again, trying to undercut. He gets kind of turned a little bit from Master Big Chief hitting him, and then we Velcro together, and then he just goes around. I even try to brake again to get off of him, but it's already too late. So I definitely will take blame in that too. This is not a no blame situation. You know, this is one of those things where it was because A happened, B happened, and then C happened. So A first was the dive bomb attempt. You know, B was hitting into Master Big Chief here, and then C was getting Velcroed and then turned around here. So again, not 100% blame on Ghost, not 100% blame on me, I don't think. It's one of those racing incidents. So again, you guys tell me what you guys think. If I'm wrong, tell me. You know, if it's equal, you know, 50-50 blame, tell me that. I'd love to see and hear what your guys' comments are on that. Anyway, let's move on to the race. All right, so now we're still in third, but you can see that guy racing in the Ferrari has pulled a pretty good gap to Master Big Chief in the M6, and I'm right behind here in third place. Now let's see, who do we have behind us now? That is ORC Severius and then Unknown Hitman. So the Bentleys are coming. The Bentleys are line astern there, so they got a really good run out of there, probably through the schmozzle, you know, that we created or I created with Ghost. And the Bentleys and the Jaguars actually in this series are pretty evenly matched. We hadn't found out yet, and again, teaser. But these BMW M6s, we actually had to BOP them a little bit. The drivers, to be fair, Master Big Chief right there in front, and you'll see another driver come in on round 2, PPS Turk Scorpio, as I get a little too ambitious with that move right there. I just didn't brake enough. And you can see you can see what happens. One bad move right there, it kind of starts adding up there. So it's definitely my mistake, so I'm okay to lose those positions. I wasn't mad or anything like that. I felt bad that I hit Master Big Chief, but that's okay. So now we got to work on getting past the Bentley of ORC Severius. I think that's Severius, right? Is that what I said? My teammate, yep, ORC Severius. So we're going to try to get past him as we go down the first straight again. And you can actually see up ahead that it looked like Master Big Chief has got around that guy racing. So these guys, again, both very talented drivers, very clean, very good drivers. You can see there, right there, coming through turn, the first chicane there. I guess turn 1, turn 2, is it? I don't know. And coming around the fast sweeper here. Okay, sorry, my thing came out a little bit. Okay, not my thing, my audio cable. Okay, coming through the chicane here. So we're actually in 2 different classes. I'm in the Pro class, and Hitman there in the Bentley. I mean, Hitman behind me in the Bentley is in the Pro-Am class, and he's doing really well to stay up with us because we actually qualified all in the same car in the Mercedes SLS, I believe, or SLR, one of those. We all did the same tune, same build, same everything, and then whatever time you put down, there was a cutoff between Pro and Pro-Am. So this helps separate some of the driver talent, and with the cars, you know, you can tune the cars, but there is a specific build. So it's hard. We don't want to make it a tuner series, and we don't want to make it, you know, totally unfair where you've got guys that are 3 seconds off that can never even hope to come in first, you know, or win a race or come on the podium. So there's 2 podiums. Obviously, there's a Pro podium and there's a Pro-Am podium. So Hitman behind me is in the Pro-Am. So he's first to Pro-Am. Severius in front of me is a Pro, as well as that guy racing, and Master Big Chief. So here we go. We're about to start another lap. You can see still have a little bit of work left. Obviously I'm catching him a little bit, but not too much. Like I said, the Bentley and the Jag work really well together, just through the way their builds are. Relatively similar, I guess, is the best way to say it. The Bentley's actually fun to drive. I actually really like driving the Bentley too. So because of that, I kind of know the characteristics of that car and how it's going to react. So I'm coming up on Severius here. Let's see if I get, yeah, so I'm definitely closer on the first chicane there, taking a good amount of curb, and now we're coming into Lesmo 1, and we're staying in touch. More importantly, we're staying in touch with the BMW and the Ferrari above. We're not losing too much ground, even after that mistake I made. So Lesmo 2, getting on the curb, but getting on the apex, but not on the curb. So you can do that again, but I prefer taking all the curb on the right. Like I said, it really rotates the car, it helps it turn in. Because Forza seems to do that in a lot of tracks. Spa comes into mind in particular too. Both of us running very similar lines, although Severius takes a little more curb there, but gets a really good run. So Severius 2 is another really good driver. I met him actually doing some online races in Tool for Forza, and now he's actually part of the ORC crew that we created, and we're actually going to set up our own website. We're working on that currently as we speak. So ORC stands for the Online Racing Collective, and we're actually going to debut our website January 2020. So get used to and get ready for that. You guys can come in and join us and run some series we're doing. All right, so I actually made a really good run through the Parabolica, or Severius made a little bit of a mistake. And you can see the respect there, you know, by both of us. I mean, within a couple inches of each other, pixels, I guess, in this would be a little different. But you can see I finally push ahead of him, and now back into, I think it's third, right? Yeah, back into third place. But that mistake and that fighting lost us a little bit of ground to the Ferrari of that guy racing, and the M6. Oh, we see ORC Comet pulled up right there. I think it was Comet, or was that... let's see who that was. Yeah, ORC Comet. So if I remember correctly, this race was a couple weeks ago. If I remember correctly, ORC Comet ended up quitting the second race. I really ruined his night, unfortunately. So again, I apologize. I can't apologize enough for that terrible braking on my part, Comet, and ruining your night for this. I hate to do it to anybody, let alone one of my teammates, obviously. Oh, ORC Severus, a big cut there. Naughty, naughty. So did he get a huge advantage, though? No. So it could have been a mistake under braking, you know, turning in a little bit too early. I mean, there's lots of things that happen. And when you look at that, you look at it as a one-time offense. It's not a big deal. When you look at somebody in the replays and they're doing it multiple times in the race, then that's something you definitely want to address and look at. Being see, I'm actually opened up a pretty good gap now to ORC Severus behind me in that Bentley, and you can see we're very evenly paced on speed. I think he was 2 miles an hour different from me, if I remember, on this race. I think he was 2 miles an hour faster, actually. But I think I had a little bit better acceleration out of the corners. And that matters a lot on this track, even though there's a big straight. 2 miles an hour is not going to make up a huge difference, whereas that acceleration might, because a lot of these chicanes, I can get out of the corner. If I can get out of the corner 2 or 3 miles an hour faster on each corner, then that's kind of a big difference. He's only got basically, I guess, 2 or 3 places where he can use that to his advantage, or his top end speed. So there's Comet again parked up over there. I got to think that once, I think that's what happened. So now that I'm remembering, I think that's a glitch or a thing, is once you quit out, I think where you quit out is where your car stays, if I remember correctly. Okay, that was a much better Lesmo too that I like, taking that curb. You can see Severus is not giving up, man. He's pressuring me. I can see him back there. So this is another you know, point of racing too, is that you got to face forward. You can't drive in the rearview mirror. It's tempting, not tempting, but I mean you definitely got to look behind you to know and have visibility to where everybody is. But a lot of mistakes people make is when they're in front and they are looking in the rearview mirror and they miss their braking zone, they miss their turn, and they miss their exit. You know, all those things add up. So you definitely got to face forward and not worry about the guy behind you. You know, run your own lines, run your own race, and make sure to look up. So another thing, just to kind of point out, if you guys don't, for those of you guys who don't race either online or in real life, another thing too is look through the corners. And what I mean by that is right now, coming to the brake zone, right now when I'm in the brake zone, I'm looking into the apex. Now when I'm in the apex, I'm looking to the exit. So you're always looking one step ahead and keeping your eyes up, because you will drive to where your eyes are focused on. So another pro tip there, if you guys don't know that already, which I bet you most of you do. I'm just reiterating something you already know, so you're welcome for that. Look forward to more of that reiteration of random facts on this channel. All right, coming to the chicanes here. You can see Severus is not giving up, man. Like I said, he's a hound dog. He's sniffing me out. He's trying to get closer. He's giving me a good race. We ran a little bit wide there, but I don't think it hurt him too much. Ooh, a little bit sideways for Severus right there, but doesn't look like it hurt him again too much right there. He lost about half a car length, maybe 1 car length in the last couple corners. Yeah, he definitely. So I opened it up a little bit there. Again, nothing to be super comfortable about. I definitely know he's there. A lot of slip angle there for him though. That was a good save, Severus. I thought you were going to fire it off actually into the sand. Are coming down the back straight here. Xbox One in the Xbox One 2.0 bridge. Nice helicopter shot above. Braking there, keeping it tight. Severus tends to run this along the same lines as me too. Yep, keeping it tight. Trying to eliminate space or distance that I have to travel. It adds up, believe me. If you have 13 corners, not to say this is 13 corners, but if you have 13 corners in a race and you can chop up 5-10 feet in each corner somehow, I mean that's such a huge difference at the end of the day. I love the sound of that Bentley. Actually, here for me, let's go on board of that really quick. I think we can hear better for him. Well, if we put a car close. Yeah, listen to this Bentley. Ah, it just sounds so good. So let's run on board with them with that nice low rumble. Nice line through the chicane, taking a lot of speed through there. You maxing out that rev limiter actually. So actually probably losing a little bit of power if I'm maxing out that rev limiter. Or it sounds like it's bouncing. Curious actually. Now I'm going to go on board with me and see, because I know that I shift right at the red line. I don't let it bounce. Yeah, see, you can hear the difference. You don't hear that. Let's ride on this for a little bit so we can see. That way I can switch back and forth and see Severius back there. We'll do one full lap kind of up here. I'll kind of walk you through a track guide or a mini track guide within the racing. So that way you guys can see kind of what I'm looking at, where I gauge my braking, anything like that. I try to keep the car pretty planted and pretty balanced. Try not to upset the car too much. Actually, you can see I'm going to come in the pits here, so when we come out of here, we'll do a track guide of that. So stay on board with this, hit the pit lane speed limiter, and yeah, Severius went through, I believe. Yeah, so that's Unknown Hitman coming in behind us in the other Bentley. So going to my pit stall here. Let's see if Hitman comes out. Okay, Hitman's going to go to another pit stall here down the way. And here we go. Let's see who we come on board with or coming down the straight. So I tend to leave my pit stops somewhere in the middle. It does depend. My pit lane strategy will change slightly depending where I'm at. I can see we just got, who was that? I think that was Mr. Grimp and the other Jaguar. Long pit lane blend limit actually. We should have stayed all the way to the right. Alright, so now my job is to get through this as clean as possible and try to catch up to him. Tires are a little bit cold, but now they're usually warmed up after about 2 laps. I mean, not 2 laps, 2 corners. So they come up to pressure actually really quickly. Alright, braking right here, and right with that red mark on the side. Trying to hit that first apex, which I missed a little bit, but I do hit the second one, and actually a little bit more of that sausage. So you can see the car, it upset the car a little bit, so you do want to hit that, but without hitting the sausage. See, turning in right at the end of that road there, and then drifting all the way out here. You can use a little bit more if you want, but I find it's easier. Hook it up here, let's see, yep. Hook it right on that curb, and now look, you can make a huge runner there. As Mr. Grint makes a mistake up ahead, and goes out on the sand and loses a little bit of traction. So now I've got to make a decision. He sees me coming, he goes defensive. So just stay to my right, open up that corner, braking right there at the end of that, or the beginning of that road where that red Armco actually. And you can actually take a little more curb there too, and take a little more exit there if you wanted to as well. So it's funny because, you know, Forza 7 does not have any kind of slipstream, but we all seem to like to sit behind everybody too. It's kind of funny because it's kind of it's a racing thing where you're used to that. So you can see the difference in approach and the way we approach that corner. So Mr. Grimp did well to stay out there. And now we'll do a full. All right, let's see if we can outbrake him in a turn 1 or turn chicane. Okay, a little deep, yeah. Tried to outbrake him and I went a little deep, and he saw me. Now we're not in a race technically. He's way down the order. So that's another thing too, where it's kind of a blue flag passing. You know, because he knows he's not in a race with me. I'm well up the order, and he's down the order. So a lot of respect shown there, Mr. Grimp. Thank you. Okay, so that was another example here. If we rewind that, you can see I actually straddled the sausage that time. Oh, that sounds bad. Okay. So you can see I straddled the sausage curb. So now it doesn't upset the car as much just by coming through and straddling that. So you can actually be with your right tires on the left side of that sausage curb, or right tires over it, and each of them are fine. And you can see track limits, I go a tiny bit over, you can see there. Again, by a couple pixels, but it has a good line and a good exit for that. So that is an option, but it does dirty the lap, I do believe. Again, trying to stay tight to this and then powering out at the end of that curb is pretty normal in all cars. Try to get up on this curb. Yep, boom. See, it rotates the car. Now coming up on GTR Merginator, I believe is who this is. Let's see. Yep, GTR Merginator, sorry. He's got a YouTube channel as well, guys. So if you want to go check out, he's done a lot of these races too. He does some This Week in Forza with the LSCM guys. And you can see actually there, Merginator showing exactly what happens when you get up on that curb on the right side. And you can see this was Merginator's first race in that car, and he hadn't been used to it yet. Really good driver, really good guy, but it just wasn't used to the car yet and had to figure it out. And you can see here, we see Mr. Grimp coming. He makes this huge dive bomb. So actually, let's rewind that. You can kind of see it. It was kind of comical because, you know. So remember what I talked about. So this is where it becomes interesting. All right. So you can see here he's on the inside of GTR Merginator, and my brake zone is about, I don't know, the last quarter of this red, right? But you can see here we're going to do slow motion. Actually, here first I gotta. Where is it at? Okay, oh, I think it's Y. Is it Y? Nope, it's not Y. I thought it was Y. X. Oh, sorry, it's X. So let's actually go inboard so we can see up on the top right there. You can see, or onboard, not inboard. What the heck? So onboard, so we can see the rear view mirror there. So we can see this. So we're gonna go in slow motion here. You can see he wants to out brake. So right here is when I start braking, and you can see I'm getting ready to turn in, but I see him coming. So I just open up the steering wheel right here and let him file through. And you can see Merginator. Sorry, I always mess up your name, so does everybody else. Anyway, so we get on the power. Let's actually do an onboard lap here so you guys kind of see the differences of what it looks like. So he actually made that dive bomb executed correctly because I saw him coming and kind of moved out of the way. Otherwise it would have never happened. But that's what I was talking about with cooperative stuff, but also driving forward, but also keeping an eye and for stuff like that. Because if I had just turned in like normal, he would have clobbered me. Oh, you can see actually he gets loose right there on the curb, and he's off in the distance anyway. So Mr. Grimp there losing it on the first chicane. Okay, so now I'm in fourth place. We've got Cold Tires in front of us, who has not pitted. That guy racing in second, and Master Big Chief. So let's do a whole lap of this so you can kind of see the inputs. See braking there, down one gear, turning in, throttle, and now full throttle. Letting it drift out to the outside here. Braking. A little bit on the curb, and you heard it there. But definitely you can each of these corners. I mean, you can take this. You can take this track pretty, not flat out, but it's a lot of fast flowing corners. Even mixed in with these slower. You know, I don't really call these technically like super slow. I mean, you're going 80, 90 miles an hour, so it's not too slow. But they're a little bit tighter. They're not a fast flowing. They're kind of a medium, I guess, medium speed corner. So let's see what we get up to here. We get up to 166 miles an hour. Shifting down a couple of gears here, looking for that red right there. Boom, on the power hard. Keeping it to the right. See there, I hit the red limiter. You heard that. Let's see what we get on the front straight here. Shifting in 6th gear here. Crossing start finish there. We get up to 169, 170, 173. So not too bad. Nice and tight in turn 2. A little bit of dab of brakes to kind of settle the car. Turn it in a little bit. And then full on the power again. Alright, so let's see. What did I say? Was it X? Yep. Alright, we've got close cockpit here. Kind of interesting view. Just the front hood. And of course the windshield wiper, which you don't get to use because, let's face it, you don't need a windshield wiper in dry conditions. But it'd be nice to get off all that schmutz on there too, but maybe not. So one of the things is I haven't experienced this in my races that I do in real life, but obviously there's lots of grime, lots of crap, and you do get some tire chunks, you know, thrown up at you, and they leave black streaks. But I've never, you know, experienced whether my windshield really looks like this too much. But even in some light rain, it hasn't been this bad. But anyway, beside the point, I guess. There's a hood view. This is the hood view is where I actually race because I feel like it has the best turn in and the best kind of everything. I don't get to see the attitude of the car, but I can feel it. So this to me is the best view that I use. All right, so let's go back on board with the replay cameras. No more cinematic experience, if you will. And let's check and see. We're still in fourth. Okay, so we're coming past the pits here. I wonder if anybody else is going to be in pits. I can't see a map or anything like that, and we'll see if I can catch anybody in there. We'll check it afterwards. I don't see anybody, but again, that pit lane is hard to see. Okay, we're still in fourth. Let's see. So we're coming to the first chicane. Let's actually check on Cold Tires. Let's see where he's at. All right, so he's coming to the fast sweeper. So he's right up there. But again, he hasn't pit, so I know I'm going to pass him. And then we got that guy racing. Looks like right ahead of them, coming into the chicane. Yep. Okay, and then Master Big Chief is right there. Ooh, a little bit of cut through the chicane. All right, let's see where I am now. Okay, coming through the chicane right now. All right, so you can see I got a little bit of work to do. You can see I have not lost Severius too much. He's doing well to keep pace. We come out on Lesmo here. Oh, nice. It's a good shot. I like that shot. Camera angle. Alright, so we're doing better than the last race, ending up in 5th place, and at one time back in 13th. So, again, good charge for the field, and I was able to keep my head and make that work in the last round. But, are you kidding me? Jesus. Alright, so it looks like we have another corrupted file, or replay apparently. I wonder if all of them are doing that, because it's interesting. I know it got the whole race, because I watched it before. So now it looks like they're corrupted. Alright, so just to let you guys know, I finished in 3rd place. We're in 4th place here. I'm going to pass Cold Tires, and I'm not going to be able to get on par with that guy and with Master Big Chief. They did a great job to stay in front of me. As you can see him here. Look, the camera's still working. Oh, look, his tires are even moving. That's great. Look, the car's rattling. Yeah, let's see. Let's go on board with Master Big to see if it does the same thing. Yep, look at that. Okay, so we're doing 4-wheel like burnouts going nowhere. So I guess it's not a burnout technically. Anyway, I guess that prematurely ends this video as well. So, again, if you guys are interested in joining the series, please go to Too Old for Forza and go check that out and sign up, join, get a race number, and then look at the series that you guys want to join. Again, this is the ORC Blancpain series. I've got a couple more races left. We're in round 4, which just completed tonight. So sorry, I'm a little behind on the races and getting them commented on. So just so you guys know too, I actually use the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus, which I'm using right now to record. Really cool because I log into Forza, I go to Forza TV, I press the replay, and then hook the audio jack or my mic into the audio jack on the AverMedia and save it to my capture card and can upload it to YouTube just like that. So I highly recommend this capture card, external capture card. You can use it with a PC, but you can use it without the PC, which is really key for me. So I'm not associated with them at all. So this is just my honest opinion on this product. I've had it for I think about 6 months now, and it's been great. It's a really, really awesome way to get your footage recorded in 720 and 1080, and even up to 4K, which I don't have a 4K TV, so it doesn't matter, but it is capable of that. So go check it out. Again, AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus. I will put that in the description for you guys to go check it out. This is ORC Speedy Jab signing out. Thank you again for joining, and looking forward to the next race and series, and hope you guys can join us. Take it easy, guys. Have a good night.